Hi, it's Steve, aka Steve from Open World PC Gaming, and I'm here with Dave from Greenmangaming, and we're going to talk about Lifeless. So, Dave, can you tell me anything about Lifeless at all?
No, I can't. Yes, I can. Lifeless is an open-world zombie survival game set 10 years after a plague has wiped out a lot of humanity, and the game is set in a sort of a fictional version of a fictional kind of resort based within like a Maine in America, and there's two different factions that are kind of battling it out and trying to survive in this crazed, zombie-ravaged land.
So these two different factions, I guess you can choose which one you want to play as, and what's the main differences between them?
So it's the main reason behind the factions is kind of the key thing that makes the game different from a lot of other open world zombie survival games. A lot of these games suffer from kind of kill on sight, and if you're a new player into the world, it's very unforgiving. You kind of go into the world and someone comes up and kills you, and you go, well, I was just trying to figure out how to play the game. By incorporating factions who can't kill each other if you're in the same faction, encourages cooperative gameplay straight away. You have got a common friend and a common enemy, and kind of encourages kind of players to work together to try and survive and kind of help each other out.
When you say you can't kill members from the same faction, is that sort of built into the engine, or just an advised thing that you shouldn't kill them?
Yeah, it's actually built into the engine, so you can try and shoot your own friends. It's kind of the main reasons for the different factions. There's not particularly any gameplay differences between the two. It's more kind of story kind of conceits behind the two. And the two different safe zones, the Spartans, they're kind of crazed, cannibalistic bandits. They've got a real crazy safe zone with skeletons hanging up everywhere. The Nova Guard, they're more kind of civilian. They've kind of decked out there almost like a Fallout-style shelter.
So do you think the two different factions will attract different types of game players? Because from what I'm hearing, it sounds like the Spartans will attract people who play as bandits.
Potentially. And further on, because the game's in early access at the moment, and further on down the line, there's going to be, the developers want to kind of try and create quests and things like that, and incorporate different story missions for the different factions. So if you particularly want to get down and dirty and violent, then maybe the Spartan's going to be the one for you. If you want to try and save humanity, then I'd recommend the Nova Guard.
Excellent. So presumably it is the factions that differentiates Lifeless from other...
So a lot of these other games, like if you jump into the world, people try and kill you straight away and you have no particular idea or no encouragement to cooperative play together. The factions kind of like builds that into the game and kind of encourages you to play together. It's like almost like I think it's Horde and Alliance in World of Warcraft. You have kind of an idea of like two different clans to pick from.
And would there be any potential for trade and cooperation between the factions, or is it just kill on sight?
So you can actually, if someone goes, I've got this really cool weapon, and on another faction, you can actually meet up with them in the world and trade. It's all about if the other person pulls the trigger or not. That's the thing that might change the tide. But you can actually trade with members of other factions. You can do it all within the in-game chat and go, hey, I really want this cool weapon, let's meet here. And you never know if their friends are going to come around the corner and kill you, or if the trade's actually going to go off. So it's a little tense game of cat and mouse.
So basically you say we'll meet here, and they've got a big posse just hiding behind the hill, and you turn up on your own, you're in trouble.
You're off, yeah. It's, you never know if things are going to kick off like that. And it could, but if people want to go into the world and not actually kill each other, that's perfectly acceptable. You can go around just smashing zombies. There's plenty of other stuff to beat up.
So when you say there's other stuff, does that include things like skill trees, looting, crafting? I'm assuming that sort of thing's there. Can you explain a bit more about that?
So the most recent update kind of tripled the content in the game. So there's new weapons, the safe zones are in the game as well, and one of the big things is actually these skills. You can earn currency in the game by finding kind of scraps in the world, or kind of picking up items and then selling them at your safe zone. And you can use that currency to kind of buy skills. So one of my favourite skills is actually camouflage. So if you see a bunch of enemy faction kind of running towards you, you can camouflage yourself, almost like a box in Metal Gear Solid, and you can sneak around, and if people run past you, you can jump up and take them out.
And who do you sell these scraps to?
You sell them to NPCs that are in the safe zone. So there's a couple of NPCs. So there's one who acts as a bank where you can store your kind of rare weapons and things like that. Because when you die in the world, you only keep the stuff that you had equipped on you. You actually lose everything. But you can always do like a corpse run. You find a backpack in the last place you died. But if you want to save it, you can take it into your safe zone and save it there. There's also a trainer who teaches you the skills. There's also someone you can sell items to. He will also repair your weapons if they're damaged.
Excellent. It sounds like a very interesting twist on the survival genre. So I think we'll look forward to when's that due out?
It's actually out in early access right now.